punched away. Now Kickett gets his right foot to the ball. It's fouled. Miraculous goal by Kickett.
He's going to the top. Have a look at that kick. A ripper.
Hey, I'm Emma Gala and welcome to Paint It Blak. Today I have a very special guest joining me, my uncle, Derek Kickett. So thank you so much for joining me today and have a yarn about the footy and your career and just life, and if you think things have changed in the last 30 years since you stopped playing AFL. 29 years since you stopped playing AFL.
Yeah, no, it's been a long time and it goes quick as you get older. So, thanks for letting me be on your show. It's good to be here.
Yeah. So for the viewers watching that don't know much about you, could you tell them a bit about your history and playing career?
Yeah, I come from a small country town, wheatbelt area called Tammin. Not many people probably know about it, but it's a small wheat and sheepbelt area. Grew up there and played footy there with the local primary school, and all my mum and my dad's brothers and cousins all played footy there. Yep.
A lot of footy players came out of Tammin, AFL players. You were telling me the other day that there's been 5 that have come out of Tammin.
Yeah, from a small country town, like I said. There's myself, came out of there to play AFL. Dale Kickett came out of there to play AFL. Byron Pickett, Jared Garlett and Liam Henry. And that's to play AFL. But then when you talk about the WAFL, some of my cousins, in famous one is Larry Kickett. I think he was the pioneer that started off the trend of playing footy in the big league, I suppose, and that's where he got to play at East Perth, and that was probably my role model that I looked up to growing up.
How did you get into footy?
Well, like I said, living in Tammin, there's not much to do in the country town, but play footy. I obviously played footy, and I loved hockey as well. So I played hockey and enjoyed that. And then watching my dad and all his brothers, like I said, all of my cousins and that playing AFL or footy in the local country town. And then I got the opportunity. I left Tammin when I was about 16 and went to Port Lincoln. And I stayed over there with my uncle. And then from there, I played one season at Port Lincoln South. And then my uncle said, no, you're not staying here to play footy, you're going to South Australia. And I ended up playing at the South Australian Football League with Central Districts for a couple of years. And then I came back to Tammin after that. And then from Tammin, I got the opportunity to play for West Perth. And West Perth was my first official league game that I played. Yeah, so I travelled around a bit as a young person, but finally got the opportunity to play at WAFL level with West Perth.
So could you tell me a bit more about playing AFL and how it was back in the day?
Yeah, I got the opportunity. When I started playing at West Perth in 1984. I played a couple of seasons there, and then got the opportunity to play with Claremont, who I barracked for as a little kid. I was a Claremont supporter, and I got the opportunity to play at Claremont in 1986 with my cousin Larry Kickett then at the time. So I got the opportunity to play with him at Claremont, and then 87 had a good year with Claremont, and then from there I moved again back to my South Australian Football Club, Central Districts, and then finally from there I got drafted in 1988 to go to North Melbourne at the age of 26.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
It's an amazing career.
Yeah, I've always wanted to play AFL. I remember when I was about probably 13 years of age, and then to get the opportunity at 26 years of age, that, to me, that takes a lot of sacrifice and dedication and hard work. So and I always say to people, to do the hard work, you got to do a lot of sacrifice to make it to get that.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't come easy at all.
No, well, the thing, my quote that I always say to a lot of kids is never give up your dream, especially, so, you always got to go for that, but you got to work hard. And in my day, it was hard, but I think getting into the AFL now, it's even harder. It's a lot harder now, and it's challenging. You got social media everywhere. People, football players can't hide no more. Everyone's got a camera, so they have to be on their best behaviour. And it's footy's not a recreation sport like I played in my day. It was now football's a business. So if you muck up in your workspace, you get the sack. So the players know that they're on they're on high notice.
How do you think that pressure is for the players then, if their personal life, their work life, it's also intertwined. They're always being watched and expected to be in front of a screen.
Yeah, it's challenging for, the kids get drafted now, and I say kids because they're still, they're 18 years of age. If it was my choice, I'd say, don't draft the kids until they're about 20, 22, 23. But they draft them at 18, and, you got kids that are 18, getting drafted at 18 years of age, and they're on big bucks, and then so they're on a lot of pressure to perform and stay in the good books.
So you played for so many different clubs in your career. Could you tell me who they were and a bit about the when you played for them?
I was grateful and thankful that North Melbourne gave me the opportunity to play AFL. That was my dream, like I said. Unfortunately, I only played 1 year there, and then I went to Essendon, played for Essendon for 4 years, and then my last 3 years I spent at Sydney Swans. So yeah, I had eight good years, played about 152 odd games, and got the opportunity to play in two grand finals. But unfortunately, we lost those two grand finals. But to play in two grand finals at the MCG is amazing. Coming from where I come from, a little country town called Tammin.
So, what are your thoughts on the AFL Indigenous All Stars game this weekend?
Yeah, looking forward to the game. I haven't had one since 10 years. I think it was the last time. So, it's a great opportunity, and I think it's more to do with our mob, our people that we love to go and watch our mob play footy, and the AFL are very lucky to have the talent of the Indigenous players that have come through the game and showcase their talent and play with natural instinct. So, I think today the game on Saturday is going to be an amazing game. It's going to be a lot of spectacles to watch, from our Indigenous players. You look at Shea Bolton, Kaiser Pickett, and these type of players. I think it's going to be great. It's about our Aboriginal people and our mob and getting together instead of getting together. Unfortunately, through funerals we go to a lot and we see our mob, but to go to a spectacle like this is going to be great and catch up with all our mob.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
I'll be there, you'll be there. So I'm sure footy wouldn't have been easy, and there's a lot of challenges, and even still now, like we saw the Hawthorn scandal that happened and players still getting racism targeted at them. And I know there's been measures to mitigate it, but do you think that there's still racism in footy today?
Yeah, unfortunately, the AFL is, we've got some people that are unfortunately into that racism that happens in AFL, in any sport really. I mean, it happened in my time, especially from the supporters. I think on the field it's sort of been stamped out a lot. But I think the next step is getting the spectators to understand, and it's about educating the people and getting them to understand about, they're just human beings out there playing the best that they can, and they're not out there to make mistakes. But unfortunately, they do make mistakes, and so that's what AFL footy is about. It's about the pressure game.
So how did you deal with racism? For
me, on the field, if I cop racism, and I did cop it, that would spur me on more. So unfortunately, I would say these dumb players that are calling me racist, for me it was a motivation to spur me on to play better footy. So I looked at it that way. But then you look at the supporters shouting about it over the fence. Unfortunately, they got no idea about the game itself, and so they're the ones that really probably need educated more. But yeah, unfortunately, the players, like I said, the game of racism on the field now has sort of been slowly getting out of the game.
Yeah. And for this weekend, are there any players that you're excited to watch?
Well, they're all my cousins, most of them. So all my nephews, all my grandson. Yeah. So no, but I'm really looking forward to Shea Bolton, and I think all the supporters, no matter if you're a Dockett supporter or All Stars, we all want to see a good, exciting game with no injuries. And unfortunately, fingers crossed that no one gets injured. That's the important thing. But to see Shea Bolton and Cozzy out there playing with their pace, and a few other players I know that it's going to be playing, but it's going to be exciting, just to watch them. I love to see the thing that gets me watching them exciting is not the goals that they kicked or the hangs that they take, but when you see a Cozzy or Shea tackle or chase somebody from behind, and then that's when the crowd goes berserk, and then you can hear the roar, and that's it's like Cyril Rioli in his heyday when he used to tackle from behind and chase players. So that's the exciting part I like to see.
Yeah.
I'm hoping we'll get some of that on Saturday.
Yeah. What do you think of Michael Walters being the captain?
Yeah, no, I think it's a great opportunity for Sonny to captain the team, the All Stars, and it's ironic that he's captaining the team against his official AFL team, the Fremantle Dockers, so I hope he plays well. It'd be interesting to see if the Dockers are going to boo him or cheer for him.
What do you think of the Sydney Swans coaching change?
To be honest, it's not surprising. I mean, unfortunately, even if it's hard enough to get into a grand final, let alone win it. So, I think John Longmire did a fantastic job with the Sydney Swans, and to get there was a great achievement itself, but then to get flogged, unfortunately, by 10 goals, I think would happen in 2022, and I was at both games, 22 and last year, so it was a bit disappointing. I think the writing was on the wall once we got beaten. Sydney Swans got beaten by 10 goals against Brisbane. But credit to Brisbane, they played terrific footy. They were hard at the footy, and they played really good footy.
Do you have any advice for young aspiring AFL players?
Players in general, I think they got to work a lot harder. It's about the attitude, but it's also about the sacrifice and working hard to get on the training field and train really hard. I mean, the training's really, really hard, so they have to do that, and have to be dedicated. You have to eat well, and dietitians and massage and everything else. So it's a lot of hard work, but the rewards are there if you have a good, successful year. I mean, you look at the salary for each club. I think it's now way up in the millions of dollars. So the guys are getting paid big bucks to perform well. So it's a job for them. So they have to look at it like that and take it really serious. And it's not it's not a recreational sport no more.
Well, thank you so much for joining me on Paint It Blak. It's been a pleasure having you. So yeah, thanks for watching.
That'll be on Paint It Blak.